On the latest episode of Real Time with Bill Maher, he gave his take on the difference between Republicans and Democrats. Take a look.
Politics in this country is binary. You have to wear everything anyone on your side does. Republicans are the party of don't wear masks, kids in cages, lock her up, and Democrats are the party of every hypersensitive social justice warrior, woke story in the news.
She's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
Politics in America has become completely binary. You're expected to carry the baggage of everything your side does. Republicans are now branded as a party of don't wear masks, kids in cages, and lock her up. Meanwhile, Democrats are associated with every over-the-top, hyper-woke social justice headline that hits the news.
She's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though. It's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous job.
Bill Maher isn't holding back. He's cutting through political noise with surgical precision. He's calling out how the rift between Republicans and Democrats has escalated beyond policy differences into a full-blown identity crisis. Loyalty to your party isn't about values anymore. It's about echoing every slogan, meme, and outrage your side throws out. Republicans? Still clinging to their anti-mask. Lock her up, energy like it's a badge of honor. It's less about governance and more about projecting defiance.
But isn't it interesting that it's called, I don't think they meant this when Barbara Walters invented it a long time ago, but it's The View.
Well,
that's the problem in America.
But
there is one view,
right, and
one
that's clearly
true opinion, and everybody else can go sit in the corner.
On the flip side, Democrats have turned social justice into performance art. Every trending topic becomes a viral meltdown. Every protest, a photo op, and somehow, the camera always seems to land on someone who fits the perfect victim narrative. Maher's not sugarcoating it. He's calling this what it is, political cosplay. There's no substance, no real solutions being chased, just optics, outrage, and who can dominate the news cycle. Both parties seem more interested in theater than progress, while the public watches like it's reality TV, without realizing they're the ones being played.
This country is binary. You have to wear everything anyone on your side does. Republicans are the party of don't wear masks, kids in cages, lock her up, and Democrats are the party of every hypersensitive social justice warrior, woke story in the news. They're the party that disappears people or tries to make them apologize for ridiculous things.
Let's be honest. Whoopi Goldberg's jokes are hit or miss. When they land, they sting. When they don't, you cringe and move on. But this time, the spotlight wasn't on her. It was co-host Joy Behar who took the heat, and not from just anyone. Bill Maher roasted her live and unfiltered. Last week, Joy made a comment that opened the floodgates. Maher hit back hard, and social media lit up like it was a Super Bowl. Viewers cheered, calling it a much-needed reality check. The trigger? Joy tried and failed to take a cheap shot at Caroline Levitt.
Is she really a 10? We'll be right back.
Joy noticed Jesse was a 7.
Joy Behar calls her a 10. I mean, how dare she objectify a woman with a rating system, but it's such a typical thing from a 1.5.
Joy's jab wasn't about politics or qualifications. She dismissed Levitt's appointment as Trump's new press secretary by reducing it to her body size, saying she got the job because she's a size 10. Yes, seriously. According to Joy, dress size is apparently a job credential now. The internet didn't just cringe, it exploded. The irony? Joy spent years sharing hot takes without ever being questioned on what qualifies her to speak. When co-host Alyssa Farah-Griffin tried to ground the conversation with facts about Levitt's resume and experience, Joy brushed it all off like it didn't matter. That's when Maher stepped in and delivered a verbal mic drop. Zero theatrics, just brutal honesty.
Ever empowering feminist, Joy herself, everyone. And this is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Caroline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
Maher dismantled Joy's logic and called out the hypocrisy with his trademark deadpan. His message was clear. If you're going to throw shade, make sure you're not standing in a glass house. Woke Twitter didn't know what to do. Some defended Joy, others cringed. But everyone was watching. That roast became the week's viral clip. Love or hate Maher. He doesn't sugarcoat. And this time, he aimed straight at the View. In his words, the problem isn't just a host. It's the entire premise. The View, more like the one approved opinion hour. Real debate is unwelcome. Dissenting voices are mocked or silenced. And who's always swinging first? Joy Behar, the self-appointed high priestess of daytime TV dogma. Even when co-host Alyssa tries to present facts about Levitt's political credentials, Joy rolls her eyes like Alyssa's committed some kind of ideological crime.
What really ticks me off about him, though, is this laughing Kamala remark. It's such a remark, because a guy I was with over the weekend, a friend of mine, they said Kamala's laugh annoys me. Remember they said that about Hillary's laugh, that she was cackling. And men, they don't like a funny woman. We're afraid if you laugh or you make a joke, that maybe you'll do that when they're in bed with you. It's like this.
In Joy Behar's world, if you're not paired in the party line, you're automatically wrong. And Bill Maher didn't just call her out. He torched the entire setup. He made one thing clear. If Caroline Levitt had been appointed by a Democrat, the same critics would be throwing her a victory parade. The hypocrisy is so thick, it needs a bulldozer. This wasn't just a dig at Behar. It was a scathing takedown of the Democratic elite's selective outrage. Maher's point was simple. If you're going to claim the moral high ground, stop playing dirty in plain sight. Had Levitt been a Democrat's pick, Behar would be front and center, clapping like a trained seal, praising her intelligence, composure, and what a powerful symbol she is for women. But because Levitt was tapped by Trump, all that performative feminism vanishes, replaced by petty, superficial digs about dress size.
No, so if you don't like Kamala Harris's weird cackling, it's because you fear her in the boudoir?
Huh?
That's a theory there, Joy. I feel like, given her personal history, Willie Brown and all, that's probably not what people are thinking about Kamala Harris when they are thinking about that type of activity, but sure, go with that.
That's what The View has become, reducing accomplished women to their outfits when they don't fit the preferred narrative. And here's the real kicker. If anyone else had made that kind of body-based jab, Behar would have lost her mind. She'd be calling for an apology tour, a social media reckoning, maybe even a boycott. But when it comes from her own side, silence, crickets, not a word. That double standard didn't escape Bill Maher, and he shredded it. And he wasn't alone. Greg Gutfeld jumped in too, and his response was just as brutal. He said Behar didn't just insult Caroline Levitt. She insulted every woman who's ever had a fight to be taken seriously. By reducing Levitt's accomplishments to her appearance, Gutfeld pointed out what many were already thinking. Apparently, you're only considered an empowered woman if you vote blue. Otherwise, you're disposable. For Behar, it's not about intelligence or merit. It's about narrative loyalty.
The idea that Trump won with some kind of mandate is not true. I mean, we have information there. He beat Kamala Harris by 1.6%. Joe Biden beat Trump by 4.5%, and nobody said it was a mandate. So get that out of your lips, out of your mouth. These people were saying it's a mandate. It's not a mandate.
Joy Behar, once again, is very confused. The reason that Trump is said to have a mandate here is not because he won the election by 1.6%. He didn't win the election by 1.6%. He won the election in a landslide. He got 312 electoral votes.
That kind of hypocrisy is exactly why people are tuning out, rolling their eyes, and no longer taking daytime TV seriously. If someone had said the same thing about a Democrat, Behar would have been crying on air, waving the cancel culture flag, demanding someone be fired. But when she's the one taking the cheap shots, suddenly it's all just a joke. Spare us. This is where the hypocrisy becomes deafening. The same DI warriors who constantly preach about fairness, inclusion, and uplifting women are nowhere to be found when one of their own reduces a conservative woman to her dress size. No outrage, no op-eds, no accountability, just awkward silence. Why? Because it wasn't aimed at someone on their side. Meanwhile, Caroline Levitt is at the White House, doing the job. She's fielding press questions, holding her own under pressure, and proving that she earned her spot. But instead of giving credit where it's due, Joy Behar throws lazy insults and boils it all down to a number on a clothing tag. 10, like, that's a policy credential. It's not just insulting, it's pathetic. Greg Gutfeld didn't hold back either. He straight up said what most people were already thinking.
Electoral votes is what determines who wins the presidential election. He only needed 270 to win, and he got 312. Totally destroyed Kamala Harris. That number, the 1.6 or 1.8% that she's referencing, is the popular vote. Trump also won the popular vote. First time a Republican's done that in 20 years.
Huge.
Democrats have an advantage in the popular vote because Republicans generally don't campaign in the big Democrat states, New York and California, because the Democrats are going to win it anyway. It's a waste of campaign dollars.
Joy Behar's throwing stones from a glass house. And let's be real, she's about 1.5 light years away from being a perfect 10 herself. Ouch! But it's true. Her digs at Caroline Leavitt weren't critiques. They were insecurities disguised as sarcasm. Behar isn't questioning Leavitt's resume. She's rattled. Why? Because while Caroline is commanding attention at the White House, Joy's still recycling punchlines for an audience of clapping co-hosts. To Behar, Leavitt is a rookie who doesn't belong. But let's be honest. If Caroline were a liberal, she'd already be hailed as historic. And that's what Joy really doesn't want to admit. It was never about age. It's about competence, intelligence, and composure. Caroline checks every box. That's what eats at Behar. Because if Leavitt were a 25-year-old Democrat echoing MSNBC talking points, Joy would be crying tears of joy on air, calling her the future of feminism. But because Caroline's conservative, she's reduced to a pretty face. No credit for her hustle. No respect for her grind. Just cheap shots and shallow insults. Maybe it stings because Behar knows her own resume wouldn't get her past security at the West Wing, let alone behind the press podium.
Joy on The View on Friday.
What was your reaction? Well, my reaction was I was at Costco buying, 10 boxes of Keurig coffee, and my watch started to buzz, and I got so excited I started leaking a little bit.
Just when you didn't think you could be more upset, you have to picture Joy Behar's vagina.
And if you think that's harsh, just take a look at Behar's logic lately. She once claimed that disliking Kamala Harris's high-pitched laugh is misogyny. Yes, seriously. Apparently, not enjoying someone's laugh now equals hating women. That's the level of intellectual discourse we're working with here. Since when did ears become a political liability? But that's par for the course on The View. 1 minute they're tackling foreign policy. The next, they're redefining sexism on live TV. It's impossible to tell whether they believe their own takes or if they're just tossing out buzzwords and hoping something sticks.
I'm sorry.
Leaking at a Costco.
I don't want it. I didn't want any of the events that happened late last week. What's going on? Why? There's such a thing as TMI. There really is. It was inappropriate. She's inappropriate. It was disgusting, and no one wants to be thinking about that. But on the larger point, that's how rabid they are. It literally caused her to pee her pants. She was so excited to see Donald Trump convicted, like a 3-year-old seeing Goofy at Disney.
Whatever it is, it's not commentary. It's chaos wrapped in studio lights and applause signs. Behar's claim that criticizing Kamala's laugh is misogynistic, that's not political insight. It's verbal acrobatics. Olympic-level mental gymnastics. Ben Shapiro didn't even have to break a sweat. He cut right through it, calling it exactly what it was, a desperate stretch. His point was simple. Not everything is about gender or race. Some things are just annoying. And Kamala's laugh? It's grating. That's not hate. That's just honesty. But in today's outrage culture, even saying that out loud gets you branded anti-woman, anti-black, or anti-whatever the script of the week demands. That's how the woke playbook works. Roll your eyes at a public figure, and suddenly you're a villain. Dislike a speech? You're oppressive. Prefer your coffee black? You're problematic. Want border control? Now you're heartless. Say you're skeptical of identity politics? Bigot alert. It's absurd, but they're deadly serious. Outrage is the weapon. Intimidation is the tactic, and silencing dissent is the mission.
Okay, Joy is okay, but it was a scary moment at first when she missed her mark trying to sit down and her swiveling.
These pundits ever had to defend their ideas in a real debate. No cue cards, no studio echo chamber. They'd fold in seconds. And that's exactly what just happened. Michael Knowles didn't just disagree with Joy Behar. He dismantled her. Every argument she threw, he swatted away. No theatrics, no yelling, just cold, cutting logic. By the end of it, Behar looked like she'd been debating a brick wall. A very well-informed, unbothered brick wall. And the irony? We're 3 months into Trump's return to the White House, and Joy still acts like it's some bizarre dream. She and most of the liberal media are frozen in time, stuck in the denial phase. They're still clinging to recycled talking points and chasing ghost scandals like Hillary's emails, making some mythical comeback. Meanwhile, voices like Knowles, and yes, even Bill Maher, are steamrolling through that nonsense with receipts, logic, and clarity. When the smoke clears, here's the scoreboard. Republicans have the White House. Joy is a couch. No amount of loud interruptions or smug sarcasm is going to change that. You'd think after the viral flops, social media roastings, and awkward walkbacks, the View would have developed a little self-awareness by now. But nope. And finally, someone dragged Joy Behar into the reality check she's been dodging for years. Megyn Kelly showed up swinging, and she did not hold back.